channel, or welcome if you are new. Hi, nice to see you. So today I wanted to talk about aphantasia and writing. Now, if you don't know what aphantasia is, it is the inability to visualize. It's a non-functioning mind's eye. Now, okay, the thing is, that is true, but like most things with the human brain, it's more of a spectrum rather than just a straight up, yes, you have, yes or no, you can or can't visualize. And so if we take it from this, that here is one end of the spectrum, you are seeing everything in 4K, glorious Technicolor, every little detail, it's cinematic way, you close your eyes and you see like you are there, or it is on a cinema screen or a TV screen, and you've got all those glorious details going on. And then you kind of start shifting down and the detail starts to get a bit lost and a bit less detail. Maybe it's more like an old classic movie rather than, modern cinema thing. And, you keep moving down and it's going more into shapes rather than the full image. And then you're going a bit further down and you're kind of struggling with the shapes and it's all very fuzzy and you haven't really got a lot of grasp of it. And then you've got basically radio. Guess where I sit? Basically radio. I have an inner monologue and nothing else. I cannot visualize a damn thing. I can't even manage like a square or a circle. It's just a basic shape. And this can make writing very difficult. Not impossible, but it does make things a little harder than, say, someone who can visualize. And also, look, whatever anyone says, it does not affect your creativity, because realistically, our creativity comes from the world around us and is not completely within our own heads. It's our experiences that help us come up with these little stories, these characters, these bits and pieces. What it does affect is the actual writing process. So I can only speak for me as someone with full-blown, can't visualize a goddamn thing aphantasia. So when I'm reading a book and it has got a long description in, I kind of phase out a bit. I struggle to follow them. It's an accessibility thing because I can't see the image that the writer is trying to paint with their words. And it's very much a me thing. So I steer more towards books that are a bit lighter on description, not devoid of it, but a lot lighter. Now, of course, this does mean that me as a writer, I do kind of lack in my descriptions as well, because I don't pull from the books that I've read. But I read purely for entertainment, and I'm going to read what I enjoy, and big heavy descriptions that can often be found in things like, say, very high fantasy just aren't really, they're never going to appeal to me, they're never going to hold my interest. Anyway, so I find, and I've found in the past more so, because it is something I've had to work on, that when I first started writing, I could just straight up have no descriptions. I tell the whole story and have next to no descriptions. It is very white room writing. Now, if you're in that position yourself and you want to move out of the white room writing, I have got some hints and tips and things that's worked for me that I have tried, and things that have been suggested to me that, again, have worked really well, and some of it's just my own practice. So, number one, mood boards, vision boards, they are such a godsend. They are fantastic, because the thing is, you don't have the ability to visualize these things that you want, but the photos probably exist. There's going to be pictures of dragons, of villages, of whatever it is you want to write. Whether it is a stream, whether it is a panda, or whatever's there, because the thing is, I forget them, anything outside of the major details. I know panda is bear shaped, I know it's black and white, and it gets a bit lost after that. So Pinterest was always my first go-to. I am kind of going off the boil with that one, just because it's so full of AI slop now. I don't want AI anything with my work, I don't like it. I don't like those AI images. I want something real for the most part, especially when I'm writing, contemporary romance. But it is still helpful, and you can put all those images into a board and you've got them there. The downside to that, and it's the same if you used, say, like Google and you save images, is that they are in one place and you have to stop writing to go and look at them. Maybe if you've got two screens, you can have them up on a separate screen, but you're still scrolling. It's not perfect. It's a start, and what's great is they are completely free. Now, there's also the option to, say, take those images and put them in Canva, create a mood board and get it printed. Or you can go and get some magazines and you can cut them out and stick them on a board or into a notebook or whatever and go old school with it. And that's a really great one, because that way it goes every way you do. You're not having to, close your writing program and open it up, open up another thing to look at the pictures, to get the thing. Everything is there in front of you. It can be to one side, it could be on the wall, whatever. So that's, for me, I think the first really great one. The second thing is actually going to places that are inspirational. Now, not always possible, especially if you're, say, writing fantasy, to just, nip down the road to the local tavern that's run by an orc. But is there something similar? Is there a pub that's got that vibe? That might be what inspired you, so go down there. Maybe take some photos if it's quiet, or even just sit and make some notes for descriptions. If you are trying to get inspiration for, say, a town or a village or a city to get those descriptions in, now, where you live is probably going to have some stuff that inspires you, but if it is very removed, say you live in the city and you want something that's very village inspired, like myself, yes, I am very lucky. I'm writing something that is English village and I do live in England. So yeah, theoretically I could just jump on a train or something, but they are expensive and it's finding the right place. And then you normally, for places like that, you need a car, which I don't have. So there's Google Maps. Google Maps has Street View and you can wander around. It's not quite the same. You're not getting, the sights. You're getting the sights, but you're not getting the smells. You're not getting the, the vibe of such, but you're getting something. And again, it's a completely free resource. So there is always that. But if you can go to a place, whether it is, a city, a woodland, or a village, whatever it is, and make notes on, what you can smell, what you can feel, what is in the air, those little things will all be helpful. And the other thing is, you're getting practice writing descriptions. And in getting practice writing descriptions, you're going to get better at writing descriptions. And you've got this then lovely little notebook resource that, you're writing away, you need to put a description in, you can flip through, find something that's helpful and put it in. And the last thing is, when it comes to it, I still know when I write a first draft, I am very light on descriptions. I'm better than I used to be, but I am light on them. And I'm okay with that. It's fine, because it's just a first draft. And when I go and do my second draft, I know this place pretty well by this point. I've written a whole story there. And I can go through on my second draft and I know where I want to put the descriptions in, and I can put them in on the second go round. So it's okay to be a bit light or a bit vague on them. And I will just add them down the line. As long as they get added, that's kind of the main thing. And the first edition of my description might not be that great. It might be lacking. It probably will be, in fact. But that's fine, because I will get my friends who read the stuff to help me out with it. I will get other readers to look at it and say, oh, this description doesn't work. Here's where you need to make changes. And it does make a big difference. Having someone to look at it does really help. But yeah, having all those little things around you, it does make writing descriptions a lot easier. Am I ever going to see those descriptions in my mind for myself? No. But if you want to write for other people, you kind of need to put them in. So yeah, I really hope you found that helpful, and you know, if you have any little tips and tricks for writing with Aphantasia that you want to share, do let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!